fat voice, and there sat Mr. Jackson himself. He was sitting all over a small rocking chair, twiddling his thumbs and smiling, with his feet on the fender. He lived in a drain below the hedge, in a very dirty, wet ditch. "How do you do, Mr. Jackson? Dearie me, you have got very wet."
Thank you, Mrs. Tittlemouse. I'll sit a while and dry myself,"
said Mr. Jackson. He sat and smiled, and the water dripped off his coat-tails. Mrs. Tittlemouse went round with a mop. He sat such a while that he had to be asked if he'd take some dinner. First she offered him cherry-stones.
Thank you, Mrs. Tittlemouse. No teeth,
said Mr. Jackson. He opened his mouth most unnecessarily wide. He certainly had not a tooth in his head. Then she offered him thistledown seed.
Diddly, widdly,
"Poo," said Mr. Jackson. He blew the thistledown all over the room.
Thank you, Mrs. Tittlemouse. Now, what I really should like would be a little dish of honey."
"I'm afraid I haven't got any, Mr. Jackson," said Mrs. Tittlemouse.
Diddly, widdly, Mrs. Tittlemouse,
said the smiling Mr. Jackson.
"I can smell it. That is why I came to call."
Mr. Jackson rose ponderously from the table and began to look into the cupboards. Mrs. Tittlemouse followed him with a dishcloth to wipe his large wet footmarks off the parlour floor. When he had convinced himself that there was no honey in the cupboards, he began to walk down the passage. Indeed, you will stick fast, Mr. Jackson."
Diddly, widdly, Mrs. Tittlemouse.
First he squeezed into the pantry.
Diddly, widdly, no honey,
Mrs. Tittlemouse. There were 3 creepy-crawly people hiding in the plate rack. 2 of them got away, but the little one he caught. Then he squeezed into the larder. Miss Butterfly was tasting the sugar, but she flew away out of the window.
Diddly, widdly, Mrs. Tittlemouse, you seem to have plenty of visitors."
"And without any invitation," said Mrs. Thomasine Tittlemouse. They went along the sandy passage.
Tiddly, widdly, bzzz,
Bzzz, bzzz. He met Babbitty round a corner, and snapped her up and put her down again.
"I do not like bumblebees. They are all over bristles,"
said Mr. Jackson, wiping his mouth with his coat sleeve.
"Get out, you nasty old toad!"
shrieked Babbitty Bumble. "I shall go distracted," scolded Mrs. Tittlemouse. She shut herself up in the nut cellar while Mr. Jackson pulled out the bee's nest. He seemed to have no objection to stings. When Mrs. Tittlemouse ventured to come out, everybody had gone away. But the untidiness was something dreadful. Never did I see such a mess, smears of honey, and moss, and thistledown, and marks of big and little dirty feet all over my nice clean house. She gathered up the moss and the remains of the beeswax. Then she went out and fetched some twigs to partly close up the front door. "I will make it too small for Mr. Jackson." She fetched soft soap and flannel and a new scrubbing brush from the storeroom, but she was too tired to do any more. First she fell asleep in the chair, and then she went to bed. "Will it ever be tidy again?" said poor Mrs. Tittlemouse. Next morning she got up very early and began a spring cleaning which lasted a fortnight. She swept and scrubbed and dusted, and she rubbed up the furniture with beeswax and polished her little tin spoons. When it was all beautifully neat and clean, she gave a party to 5 other little mice without Mr. Jackson.